Here we have a new 2026 Buick Envista. This one comes in the preferred trim level in ocean blue metallic. And then we have the ebony with ebony accented cloth and leatherette interior. The powertrain consists of a 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that's mated with a 6-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. And ever since this kind of came out, I've really grown to love them. I think they're just great vehicles, very economical, but they look really good. Love the chrome on the front there. Over here to these wheels, these are going to be 17-inch aluminum. We get passive keyless entry on the front. Into the door panel, power door lock controls, power mirror controls, rear window locks, and then we do have express down on all 4 doors. And then our power mirrors have blind spot monitors in them. Bottle holder, headlamp controls, hood release, and then we do get a manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. But here's the power driver's seat. We do get 2-way power lumbar support there. Now, a big thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Envista today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But they're the fuel economy numbers, parts content, and I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna see how the room is sitting behind myself. So pretty good space back here. Knees are just rubbing against the back of the seat a tad. You get a seat back pocket over here, a USB-C, USB-A charge port. There's a look at the front from back here. And just a quick look around the back seat area. And then you have a grab handle here. You can hang a shirt, a pair of pants there if you need to. Probably just shorts there. It's a little flimsy, but not terrible. Now to the child locks, lock, unlock there. And then the fuel fillers here, you do have the option to go E85 or gasoline here, which is a nice touch. And as we come around to the back end here, we do get the LED tail lights. And then here is the space behind the second row. So quite a bit of cargo space here. Top tethers are integrated on the back of the seat themselves. And then you do have a spare tire underneath if you need that. And then we'll just take a quick look underneath. There's the exhaust, and then we do have the parking sensors integrated on that back bumper. And then to the rear passenger side, if you want to fold the seat down, push in here. Pretty easy to do. Then when you put it back up, just make sure that seat belt is out of the way, and it'll just pop back in. And your lower anchors for the car seats are behind this cover here, if you can see back in there right there. Now our front passenger seat is going to be manual 4-way, so seat back, seat bottom, and then your glove compartments here. And as we come around to the front, quick look in the engine bay. There's that 1.2 Turbo 3. I'm just going to show off the blinkers. And then you have the LED in the side mirror as well as the front. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. I like the flat bottom feel as well. To the infotainment system, we get AM, FM, XM, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. You have Bluetooth, traction control, stability control. It's a pretty easy setup here for the infotainment system, which I really like. And then you have the single zone automatic climate controls. You can either use the screen here, or you have buttons and knobs down below, which include the 3-stage heated seats for the front. Hazards are here. You can set that auto mode there, adjust fan speed, all of that. And then you have your gauges, so your maintenance can be viewed there, tire pressure, oil life, and then you have the air filter life. And then your battery voltage, coolant temp there. And then you can change your language, as well as your units of measurement down below. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can turn those guidelines on or off by hitting that screen there. Like that we have the volume knob here, we can mute that. And then down below we have a USB-C, USB-A duo, and we can use those to wire directly to the radio if we want. 12 volts here, little storage pocket while your phone's on the cord. And then you have your traction control, or your auto stop toggle, excuse me, that you can fool with there. Lane keeping system. And then for the shifter, just hit the brake, pull on the lever, reverse, neutral, drive. Then you have the low gear, and then you can use this to go through the gears. And you can see in that middle part of the gauge cluster at the bottom, you can see what gear you're in there. Your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. Little storage tray here, traditional center console cubby space. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. Up here, lights, OnStar, the vanity mirror. And then back to the steering wheel, left side stalk, blinkers. So pretty self-explanatory. You can do the high beams there, flash, and then you can toggle the auto high beams with that button. Your intermittent wipers are over here, one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency right in there. Pull up for the front fluid. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can go through our track list or radio station presets. And behind on the right side, volume up, volume down. Now this one is optioned with adaptive cruise, which I love. So we can turn the adaptive on there, hold this cancel button, go between adaptive and regular, and then it'll tell you as you go between those. On the gauge cluster, set your speed here, heated steering wheel toggle. The gap adjust for the adaptive cruise as well as the forward collision alert can be gone through there. Mute, voice recognition, hit this button, goes to your audio sources, and you can scroll with this bar, and then you can go through the gauge faces like this. And then you also have the Bluetooth button there when applicable. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Buick Envista Preferred out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Envista here, pretty good pickup. I will say whenever these first come off the lot, especially with like no miles on, you try to give them any sort of throttle, sometimes they're a bit iffy. But for the most part, these hold up pretty nicely. It's pretty cheap transportation, so it's not a Mercedes, but it's about what you'd expect from a $30,000 small SUV. Now I will say the Turbo 3 engine has a lot of pull from a stop. At higher speeds, it's kind of difficult to kind of get it going, but I actually like it quite a bit, especially for the fuel economy you get. But I think I'll have a little bit of space to give it a pull. Not gonna floor it, but I'm gonna give it a little something. Here we go. So relatively quick, I think, for a 3-cylinder engine. And again, I wasn't flooring it at all. But I love having the adaptive cruise on this. It's keeping that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. You can also see in this gauge view, it's showing me the the follow distance as well, which is nice. But a huge thank you to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Envista today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But rides down the interstate very nicely, relatively low wind noise, I think. Feel just a tad bit in the steering wheel. I feel like it's just moving me just a little bit. But, you know, nothing bad. It's just something I noticed I'm pointing out. Now, this car stickers for $28,080, which I think is just crazy for what you get here. The preferred trim, especially with how this is equipped with the packages, offers a lot. You have heated seats, a heated steering wheel. I said this earlier, I drove a $75,000 Suburban RST that didn't have a heated steering wheel, but we have that here. And that's just remarkable. But the stuff that you get stock, the new infotainment system with a digital gauge cluster, is just elegant in its own way. It's very easy on your eyes, on your nerves. And just being able to go between E85 and gas, that's nice. And relatively powerful for the segment. But my favorite thing on a less than $30,000 car, the fact that we're getting adaptive cruise control, specifically a $30,000 Buick, that's commendable, I think. But it's one of those vehicles that's just fun. You know, if you want to go out on the town or something like that, you can do that. It's easy to park. There's a lot of room in here, but it's a simple car. It's not a Mercedes, it's not a Cadillac, but it's a simple vehicle that's very nice. Tons of safety features, blind spot monitors, again, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping system. And then you have the auto stop to save on gas. You have this infotainment system that has FM, XM, wireless CarPlay. And then you have single zone automatic climate controls. On top of that, in the winter, you have that cold weather package having the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. I just don't have any complaints about this vehicle in particular. When you think about how cheap it is, just on paper, you get a running, driving new vehicle in 2025, $28,000 sticker price. You get adaptive cruise control and everything else that this has to offer. Highly recommend this if you're in the market for something in this segment, or if you're just looking at like a small four-door sedan. If you're coming out of a small four-door sedan, you want something a little different that's really nice on the eyes and on the wallet. That'll bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Buick Envista Preferred.